Hello, dear friends. Dangerous times will come in the last days because there will be wicked and cruel people who hate what is good, yet they will have an appearance of godliness. Timothy 3:1-5. Opinion piece. Dangerous times. In the last days. Prophetic words. Pressure mounts. Eclipse hangover. Hope in the crisis. The golden frequency arises. Altitude sickness of Ascension. Not everyone desires liberation. Let's start. Dangerous times are coming until the day dawns and the morning star rises. The controllers have done everything possible to divide us into factions and warring political groups according to Saratoga Ocean. They seek violence because it can silence everyone. The world has divided into two main groups: those who desire a peaceful, loving, and abundant life, and those who seek violence, death, and destruction. Difficult times require difficult decisions. We are at an important crossroads, and many people are tired of turning the other cheek into the face of constant abuse. Maintain your awareness and keep your inner peace intact. Remember that you are on a cosmic path of evolution. Earth is a tiny planet and your journey is much larger. Danger doesn't mean fear, but caution. If you feel confused, stressed, fearful, or restless, step back from what you are doing, try to regain peace, look around you, and notice how much you have gratitude for it. And most importantly, make room for peace in your life. Let's strive to have a beautiful life no matter what happens in the world. Enjoy your weekend. Reflections. The world is changing. The signs are everywhere, from the grocery receipt to the headlines. While we can't control the great forces at play, we can control how we prepare, protect our loved ones, and build a resilient future. Many people are in turmoil according to Dr. Shabby. This can be seen in impatience. They dart in and out of their lanes while driving over the speed limit, become irritable and anxious when waiting in line at a store or bank, seem to be looking for someone to criticize or argue with, and have furrowed eyebrows and a stern look on their faces. Everything will change in a moment of divine intervention according to the Andromeda Intergalactic Council through Celia Wilder. A profound change is necessary to prepare the world for this monumental transformation. Many people might believe that these changes will take generations to manifest, but everything can change in a moment of direct divine intervention. According to James Gilliland, we have two options: follow the selfish downward spiral that attempts to control, dominate, and repress people, the insatiable thirst for power, wealth, and greed. This path is now rebuilt with instant karma. It is the downward spiral that culminates in economic and social collapse. When the beast collapses, all who serve it will go down with it. The other option is the upward spiral of service to others, living spiritual life in harmony with others and nature. Violence. Violence is not the way. 40 years ago, you could walk into any coffee shop and hear a couple of guys arguing about politics. They had changed their minds and go home with a new perspective. They used to meet at least once a week for these conversations. Sometimes we are just different, and we have to be able to accept and respect our differences. According to Daniel Scranton, having a different political ideology than someone else is an negligible negligible difference, especially considering how much we have in common, and not just on a human level. And so, it is time for everyone to recognize their similarities and realize that we all want the same things. Alexander Kirk spoke of the eclipse hangover and altitude sickness from Ascension. He told his followers, that they felt like they had been hit by a car. Other followers read it and emailed him, "Try a bus," in quotes. Revelation of Charlie Kirk's Soul Origin by Judith Lin, in quotes. Your sacred origin is Atlas of the Pleiades. Your first soul name is Sabasuya Doukesh. Your love and compassion for those who live on earth led you to incarnate many times to help teach truth and light. You had many vivid dreams where you were persecuted for sharing wisdom. You are strong and celebrate life wherever you travel. Your home was created in the Crystal Mountains. You walk with your tigers and fly with your dragon. You meditate under blue and silver trees, and as you commune with spiritual light. On earth, you will be honored by many who will always love you. Messages. Ascension is not for all souls at this time, as each choose their own path before coming into this life according to Kesharas. Some have chosen to ascend with the earth to higher dimensions, while others have chosen different lessons, experiences, and realms. This is the realization of each soul's free will. Pressure is building according to the Syrian High Council through Celia Wilder. As you navigate these transformative times, and undeniable pressure begins to build within and around you. This pressure represents a profound shift in the energy surrounding your existence, an energy that promotes truth and transparency. Those who continue to hide from the truth, ignoring the revelations unfolding before them, are strongly aligned with the same forces that have perpetrated crimes against humankind. This alignment is not insignificant. It has a weight and consequences. The battle continues according to Caroline Oceana Ryan. She recognizes the difficult weather and challenge on Earth, marked by suffering, confusion, destruction, and impatience with the global evolution and the delay in the manifestation of the expected changes. Light and awakening come from within each human being, and external salvation can only manifest if a collective awakening and shift in consciousness occurs, not as an external rescue, but as a result of the internal work and spiritual maturation of humanity. Breaking news. A 7.4 magnitude earthquake strikes near the east coast of Russia's Kamchatka region. The UN Assembly votes in favor of two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. North Korea is executing people for sharing foreign films and TV shows, the UN says. Economy. Stablecoin liquidity hits all-time high. China puts aside its wariness of cryptocurrencies and is open to adopting stable coins and digital assets. The Fed can contain inflation with 6 rate cuts in 12 months. The gold rally can only be stopped with a controlled CPI and a strong dollar and high rates. Power grids are under pressure from energy-hungry data centers. Europe. The collapse of the French government indicates a growing debt risk in the Eurozone. Strikes will disrupt airports and rail services in Italy. Microsoft reaches an agreement with the European Commission to avoid a multi-billion-dollar fine. Spain. Electricity prices will be free for 6 hours this Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Spain will allocate almost 34 billion euros to investment in electricity grids until 2030 to mitigate the collapse. Inflation in Spain remained at 2.7% in August, and food inflation moderated to 2.3%. Ayuso announces another shock plan for housing: 100% mortgages for buyers up to 50 years old and more affordable rent. Valencia will create its own housing rental agency with below market prices and 5-year contracts. The Cervantes Institute will resume teaching in Spain, in Brussels and Luxembourg. Spain joins the new NATO operation on the Polish border. Immigration brings Spain to a new population peak, driven by Colombians and Venezuelans. California was comfortable, says an American, but everyone is much happier since his family moved to Spain. Americas. Millennials lead home purchases in Mexico. The water system that supplies the Mexican capital reaches its highest level in 5 years. The Mexican Attorney General's office is seeking sentences of 30 to 60 years for sailors linked to fuel smuggling. The IMF reaffirms its support for Milei amid financial uncertainty. Milei seeks to recover after his defeat in Buenos Aires. Milei expands his agenda and vetoes 3 congressional laws. Axel Kicillof, the Peronist who defeated Milei, praises Trump's pragmatism. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.